Well, hello there. Good evening, everybody. It's Jamie here, and welcome to our Monday Night Live. But it's flipping Tuesday, and I can't bring myself to actually say out loud a night live. I mean, next thing you know, I'll be saying see you next Tuesday or something, and that's just absolutely horrendous. I'm ahead of you, countdowners. You're late, you're late, you're late. Listen, welcome to Tuesday night with me. Thank you for being here. It's not the norm, and people, they like the routines, don't they? I like my routines as well. You ask my students, my goodness. So I appreciate you finding the time to be here with me ce soir. So, get involved as much as you want. Sit back and relax if you'd rather. Have a few drinky poos. I'm on the water again. I know, right? Gosh, all these extra trips that I've been doing, I think I've been having way too much alcohol. So I promise you it's water and not vodka. I don't know if you saw my vlog from the weekend, part one of the transatlantic on Queen Mary 2. That's literally the size of the vodka. I was getting at times. I mean, it's crazy. I'm going to say cheers to you. It doesn't matter what you've got to drink. Raise them high, whether you've got a mug of tea, Horlicks, water, wine, just raise them high. And cheers to all of you. Absolutely. And hugs to everyone who needs one. I like that. So listen, plenty in store as always, my darlings. And as always, culminating. You've got to be very careful when I want you all to say the word out loud, just so you know, it terrifies me saying the word culminating in your questions and shout outs. Quick check-in with you all, where I like to know how we're all doing, what the vibe is, what the mood is. 0 meaning you need an immediate check-in from our beautiful, our lovely, our caring community. 10 being you are rocking it like a rocker, like status quo or something like that. Maybe not. No, don't say that. They're amazing. They're like doing their final tour or something. They're retiring. Sorry if you love status quo. I used to love them in the day as well. We got 8s and 7s and 5s. Tell me how you're doing. I want to know. Someone's got a large glass of mead. Ooh, feeling somewhat stressed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I can totally sympathize. It's been a bit of a stressful day here as well. Looks like a bit of a range tonight. So let's see if, here we come. David is a Pop-Tart. I'll go into Pop-Tarts a little bit later. Let's see if I can lift some of your spirits. Oh, we've got rain and thunder, lightning in Wirral. Oh, yes, the weather in the UK has been crazy. By the way, Wirral is in UK, for anyone wondering. Now then, I wasn't with you last night. I was in spirit. I was, of course, thinking of you because I was invited to London by the editors, directors of the Sail Away magazine to record a podcast with them, actually, about the continuing P&O and Mala fiasco. And I think in terms of vloggers, YouTubers, obviously, Dan and Jay, obviously, they are directors of the magazine as well, are probably the only other vloggers out there who are covering this story and trying to get justice. And they've had probably equally as many emails and messages as I have every day still about it. So I will keep you in the loop, and I will provide some links at some point to the podcast. It was very professional in a studio, lighting. We had massive mics. I've never ever had a mic like it around the table. There was a screen behind saying Sail Away Uncensored. I love the fact that they got me on uncensored. I didn't swear. I said the word balls once. Jay swore. He'll probably edit it out. I'm just saying now. So it was nice to feel that you could be uncensored and just speak freely, which I think everyone did. So that should be out on Sunday, and I'll keep you in the loop about the release of that. So I do apologize for not being with you. I hope you understand. I think it's important to continue to talk about the nightmarish fiasco and not let that drop. It's also, get this, it's my penultimate week at school as a teacher after 25 years, my time is nearly up. I mean, the teaching, hopefully not the other time. I've got a little bit longer left, I hope. So next week, next Monday, please do join me on Monday for my last ever live as a teacher of 25 years. I think next Monday I can afford to have a couple drinks with you, can't I? Maybe a few shots. Oh, I could line them all up. We could have fun together, couldn't we? Shall we celebrate next week? Should I? Do you think I should dress up for it? What do you reckon? Shall I dress up for next week? I could wear a suit or something. Well, at least I'll be wearing it up here. Down there, I'm not going to tell you. You won't be seeing any of that. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Should I be dressing up for next week? Maybe we should all dress up. You could all get pictures of yourself as well. So you know when we do on someone's telly, someone, you take the pictures of me and post them. You could actually take pictures of yourself watching with a drink, dressed up or something like that. I don't know. Yes, I could get my suspenders out, Melissa. Andrew said 25 shots, a shot for each year. That's a really, really good idea. Let's see. Yeah, I think we should do something special for next week. So as I said, it'll be my last time with you before I'm with you like fully, if that makes sense. So exciting times. I have a lot of comments as well about how emotional I'm going to be and how the tears will be flowing. And I don't know if that's the case. I am going to vlog my last week at school next week, and hopefully part of the leaving speech. I haven't asked my colleagues yet if they'd mind, but certainly when I respond with my thank yous, I'll try not to be sarcastic to anyone as well. Always got to be very careful on leaving speeches, haven't you, my loves? So I do want to make a vlog out of that. Oh my goodness, put on your gown and mortarboard. Oh my goodness me. Can we have a leaving party? Selfies with you in the background. Oh, that's a good idea. Last live as Mr. Robbins. What am I going to be after next week? Am I changing my last name? Maybe I could be Mr. Lost Ashore. Yes, I could wear the new braces actually, couldn't I? Can you wear braces with like a t-shirt, or does it have to be a shirt? I can have an open collar, can't I? You know I don't like all of that strangulation. I don't like all of that. Okay, so it looks like Annabelle says fancy dress. You know what? I did dress up. I did fancy dress for Halloween last year. I don't know about next week. Dress up and get totally blitzed. Shots. Oh, okay, right. Yes, sure. Okay, all right. Okay, I will do that for you. Okay, but it would be lovely if you could join me as well. Anyway, before we go any further, ta-da! Quick, I'm going to do things in a slightly different order tonight. Mix things up a bit. It's time for hashtag. Ready? Sing along with me. I know him so well. This is part of the evening, the show, as many of you call it. I've never called it a show, but you're making me come around. It's not a show, is it? It's just me yada, for goodness sake. This is time of evening when I asked you a very, very deep question about me to see, it's very self-indulgent, I know, to see who gets the answer. I know you, so thank you. Who gets the answer first? Who's ready with that button? What are you going to win if you're first? I got there before you, Anita. I got there before you as well, Cheryl. Yes, that's right, my darlings. As I say to my students, what are you going to win? A lifetime of prestige. You don't need anything with monetary value from me. Exactly, Vicky. A lifetime. One day you'll get there before me, folks. So I just pipped you to the post that time. So the question is, on Sunday evening, if you cast your minds back, I launched a new YouTube program, let's call it. What is the name of that program? And as coined by our very own David Webb, who was here earlier telling awesome jokes. Tell him they were good. Okay, tell him they were good. No, I thought it was quite funny, David. What have we decided to call those of you who watched that specific program? I repeat, repito. What is the name of my new YouTube program? And what is the name of those of you who watch? Coined by David Webb. So you get those answers coming in. and I'll come back to you with the official answer. I'm just scanning to see if anyone's got. Remember, there's two questions. If you answer with one answer, that's not winning. It's both, you know. Let me just quickly check. No, okay, just keeping an eye on things. I'll keep an eye on things. Keep them coming. I will reveal all the answer, obviously. Oh my God, shortly. So listen, I booked a cruise. You're like, what? He's booking a cruise? He never goes on cruises. So this cruise, I was looking for a cheeky little cruise, tiny little cruise, at the start of January, because my January is looking very busy. Très occupé. So I wanted just a 2-3 night cheeky little cruise, and I found one on. Make a note if you want to come along with me. Come along with me. It'll be fun. It's on Fred Olsen Barletta, and it's just a 2-nighter. It's leaving from Liverpool and heading for Southampton. So I'm not going to be going very far necessarily. And when I arrive into Southampton, I'll be like, oh, I'm nearly home. That's fantastic. But you know what? You know I love my Freddie Olsen, and I love the crew. I love the food, and it's very reasonably priced, and the drinks on board are very reasonable as well. I haven't sailed on Barletta yet, although she is the sister ship, of course, to Borealis. Just a few slightly different features, which I'm looking forward to experiencing. So yeah, I'm very excited to be back with Freddie, and it'll be my first cruise of 2025. So if you happen to be about on the 4th of January and you can cruise from Liverpool to Southampton, I know some of you are like, oh, but how do we, if we live in the north, how do we get back? Well, Fred Olsen put on transfers for you from Southampton so you can get back to Liverpool. Very kind of them. I think it was something like £28, so it's not actually that expensive. So I think that was pretty good value. Oh, and don't forget, sorry, I forgot to mention, don't forget those thumbs up, please, folks. It'd be awesome if we could have a few thummies uppies. Okay, so there you go. There's my first cruise news. A bit of Fred Olsen to start 2025, and I'm already looking forward to it. My next cruise is less than 2 weeks away, and every time I say I've got 2 or 3 weeks to a cruise, I'm like, oh my God, it comes around so fast. And it's like, well, that's because it's like in a fortnight. It's always a fortnight or 3 weeks away. So hashtag add, hashtag invite, hashtag how many bloody hashtags do I need to say? Thank you to Marella Cruises, who have gifted me. And I am always going to be honest about these things, not going to hide it from anybody, not going to try and make it sound like, oh, no. It's been gifted, okay? That includes the flights out to Turkey, to Marmaris. Transfers are included in Marella anyway. And the actual cruise, I believe I'm going to be in a balcony cabin, which is fantastic. I've never actually had a balcony cabin on Marella cruises. I've always had insides and outsides. So that will be exciting for me. And also, it's going to be scorcho in those parts. So I'm quite pleased to be able to sit outside, enjoy, hopefully, the sunshine and the warmth as well, especially on a sea day, in and out of the pool, of course. So I wanted to just share with you where Marella Discovery will be heading. So I'll be docking or embarking rather in Marmaris, Turkey. And then I think we've got a day at sea and then heading to Istanbul. And Marella have gifted me the excursion in Istanbul. The other excursions I'm going on, I've paid for myself, but I will make that very clear, of course. From Istanbul, we're then going to somewhere called Bozcaada, which is a Turkish island. I've never heard of it before. If anyone knows of it, please let me know if you've been there and what you think. Then to Bodrum. Then we'll be heading to Greece, so going to Crete, followed by Rhodes. Marella have also gifted me one specialty dining venue, one spa treatment, and they must think, oh my goodness, this poor man is getting more and more tired by the day. Look at his bags under his eyes. Let's get him some treatment. And they've also upgraded the standard all-link drinks package to a deluxe one. You know what that means, don't you? I have to be very careful because the iced coffees are on their deluxe package, as are espresso martinis, and they do a good one on Marella, nice and bitter, just like me. So very much looking forward to that whole experience. And I'm hoping you'll come along for the ride. And of course, you can follow all of those adventures by coming over to Facebook. It's Jamie W. Robbins. And I remind you, it's not a business Facebook page. It's not a vlogger page. It's just my normal Facebook page. But you're all very welcome to come on over, unless your account is totally locked down and you look dodge, in which case you might want to send me a message if you think your account looks dodge, and I might say, oh, I don't think so very much. So come on over. I'll have thousands and thousands of pictures there. You can also follow me on X, Threads, and Instagram at TravelBlogJamie. You could come along to the bright side, that is patreon.com/TravelBlogJamie. Or even Cameo, get your messages there, cameo.com/TravelBlogJamie. I want to be in the top 22% again of requests worldwide. That was 2 months ago. I think at the moment I'm something like 40% in the top 40% of requests worldwide for cameos. It's the funniest thing ever. It really does make me, I'm laughing. It makes me, sorry, my voice, I'm very high then. It does make me chuckle that that has happened. Can I just say about Marella as well? I mentioned this on a live way back when I found out. They have been very gracious in that the contract I've signed with them. Obviously, I have to make a certain number of vlogs. I would have made more, bless them. I'm going to make more than they've asked for. I have to do stories on Instagram, that kind of thing. That's kind of normal. But they're very happy for me to just film and be as honest as I can be, which is fantastic. I think working with a brand who have confidence in what they're offering you is one of the best things. There's nothing worse than a brand trying to get you to only focus on everything that is 100% positive. So I appreciate that very much. Okay, in terms of I know him so well, I know we have a winner, and that's Tara Kemp. She was straight in there. Did you see? So on Sunday, I launched something called Pop-Ups Live. Now, I love doing these particular lives. I really do. They are, of course, a bit restricted, aren't they? In terms of it's normally on a Monday night, unless I'm like last night away. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I don't do them because the thought of trying to have great Wi-Fi for an hour to an hour and a half scares the heebie-jeebies out of me. And you remember what happened when I was in that terrible, terrible hotel in Southampton, don't you? I was so stressed. So I prefer doing these at home. So the pop-up live is more about me literally doing a live kind of last minute when maybe you least expect it. It might, I was saying actually in the live, I'd love to do it if I don't know, I could have been in the lagoon, Typhoon Lagoon, Disney, with a massive wave coming at me. I could be filming there live, taking your questions, showing you around lovely hotel rooms, showing you around awful hotel rooms. Just half an hour, strictly half an hour, always half an hour max. Someone said, oh, you went over by 1 minute. Oh, God, that's because I had to do an introduction. The introduction took longer than normal. And it's literally straight into, hello, this is where I am, this is what I'm doing. Give me your questions. And it could be any time. Could be any time. Could be within a week. Could be within a month. Who knows? I don't know. And that's why it's a pop-up. And David Webb. Where's David Webb? Is he here? Raise your hand, David Webb. He has suggested anyone who watches the pop-up lives should be known from now on as Pop-Tarts. So if you come along to the pop-up lives, you are Pop-Tarts. And I think that's thoroughly, what's the word I'm looking for? Appropriate for many of you. Like, omit the pop and the rest of it is perfectly acceptable. So if you didn't see the first pop-up live, you can, of course, watch on a replay, catch up. If you go into Monday Night Live with Travel Blog Jamie, which is a playlist on my channel, it'll be there. Or you could just do a search for it. Just search Travel Blog Jamie Pop Live. Oh, that was good. Did you hear that? Pop. Awesome. I had fun, and the half hour makes me work faster, and the adrenaline is absolutely pumping. In terms of on someone's telly somewhere tonight, I ran out of time to come up with a prop for you, and I'm really sorry about that. It's been a very, very hectic, busy few days with school today as well. And I'll be honest with you, let me share this with you. I am not ready to release Wednesday's vlog yet. I'm not even ready for that. And I think it's going to be released tomorrow late afternoon. Okay, so can you please be patient with me? The good news is it's part 2 of the transatlantic. You have to remember I had 3 hours worth to reduce down. It takes a long time when it's that long. So will you forgive me that it's out tomorrow late afternoon? I mean, if it's earlier, bonus, bargain, but it will be with you. And then this weekend you're going to have the vlog on my time in New York. Okay, so it's all happening. Right, on that note, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Oh, look at that, I've done it in 20 minutes as well. So in terms of, in terms of on someone's telly somewhere, here's what I'm going to suggest. So next week, we're all going to get dolled up. Some of you are going to be taking pictures with me in the background. I'm going to try and get dolled up as well as a celebration for the last live as Mr. Robin's teacher. But tonight, my suggestion is, can you just try and take a nice picture of me? Something nice. Or Photoshop me to look, why don't you Photoshop me to look about, I don't know, 18 years of age again? Could you do that for me? Just a nice picture at some point? And you're all like, no, I'm going to try and get the worst picture of you. I'll leave it up to you, okay? So it's a free-for-all, but be kind. Be kind, you lot. Next week, we're going to be dolled up, all right? I'll be ready for you. Okay, it is now, at this stage, over to you, my loves, with your questions and shout-outs. And as always, Pop-Tots. Sorry, just laughing at the comment, Pop-Tots. Oh, my goodness. I've been forgiven. Oh, Karen, God bless you, and all her vessel in on... Oh, no, I'm not going to say that, am I? God bless you all, though. So if you're going to ask a question, please write the word question, preferably in capital letters, so I know that's where I'm going to first of all. And if you've got a shout out, write, you'll never believe it, shout out, and I'll know that I need to come to that. Right, so they start, and now if you ask questions early, you're going to need to repost them. I'm ready for you. Let's just see what's at the bottom of the page. Hashtag forgiven. Thank you, Big Gav Adventures. Very kind of you. We've got Pop-Tots. Think of the amazing cruise. I'm not sure who that's in reference to. Cut yourself some slack. It doesn't matter if the blog is delayed a few days. Thank you very much, Donna. My OCD kicks in, and it has to be Saturdays and Wednesdays, but it will be later tomorrow, okay? I really do want to go to sleep tonight. Nana Kim loves traveling. Oh, that's got a nice ring. Nana Kim loves traveling. Next week, I'll be on Queen Mary 2, so I'll definitely put a nice pic on here for you. Yes, let's do niceness. Let's do nice pics. Thank you. Helena's saying it's her first cruise to Norway. Oh, have you been to Norway before, though? Awesome, just awesome. Have a fantastic time. You're going to have a drink for me on Iona next week. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Big Gav Adventures question: is the food that bad on Ambassador as on one in December? I don't think I said the food was that bad. The food in the buffet was very poor. The food in the main dining room I thought was good on the whole. The delivery I had to my cabin was that bad. So it was a mixed bag for me. It really was. But that's just my opinion. And also, I always say, apparently before I went on Queen Mary 2, there was all sorts of comments about service levels, food, etc. I had an amazing time on Queen Mary 2. I wouldn't worry about my experience of something because very quickly things can change, day in, day out, week in, week out. We want consistency, don't we? We do. We're paying a lot of money for these cruises. We want consistency, which is key. I wouldn't say it was that bad. I wouldn't. But I had some poor moments. Other people will say they absolutely love the food on Ambassador. So give it a whirl if you want. Give it a whirl. Ian says technology has limits. Ian, you Naughty thing. If you were here, you'd be over my knee right now. Are you suggesting that you can't make me look 18? Is that what you're suggesting? Surely there's a filter out there. I don't want to look like a baby, by the way. I can just imagine some of you, Jules and Kev, they're terrible, with like a dummy or something. I'm going to stop there. I don't want to give anyone any ideas. Yes, Joe, Norway is stunning. Agreed. Yes, you should be excited. Dawn didn't get to go on Regal Princess last week due to having COVID. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Insurance paid out. That is good. Isn't it nice when something goes wrong and insurance kicks in? You know, that's great. That's how it's supposed to work. And some advice there as well. Cheryl, of course we forgive you for the blog timing. Don't stress. I was stressed earlier. I don't like letting people down. Laurie, question. How are the babies, the pets? They are so cute, my boys. Oh, they turned 1 year of age last week. They're still like rabbits. They're the size of rabbits, or small rabbits. They're so cute. They absolutely love us to bits. Our girl, the last remaining girl, I do think she gets a little bit lonely at times, a bit more stubborn as she's getting older, but she's still very loving, very caring. She loves being out with us. She absolutely loves it. So they're very well, thank you. And at the moment, they are healthy, absolutely. Linda asked if Fred transfer up to Liverpool. I think they do actually, Linda. When I went through the booking process, towards the end of it, it gives you the option of booking those transfers. So yes, I think they do. The best thing to do is just go through the booking process and see what happens on that. I think it's like the final page, but I think you are correct. David Wed is raising both hands. David is the one who coined the term Pop Tarts for you, obviously not the edible ones. Okay. Okay, Laurie is wishing Dawn well. Holiday Head is saying hi, all better late than ever. Of course, welcome to the crazy world of travel blog Jamie. Cheryl would like a shout out to Mr. J.W. Robbins for his dedication to all his students over the last 25 years. I'm going to give myself a shout out. Yay, go me. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you very much. I love that. Mr. J.W. Robbins, don't forget the W. William. Adam, shout out to everyone on Pinot Avia, K415, leaving Southampton a week on Sunday. Thank you, Jamie, for the great thoughts. You are welcome and have a great, great time. Let us know how you get on. People are saying, sending their apologies to Dawn. That's bad enough being ill, but they're missing your holiday because of it, of course. Oh, Anita, loved you as a genie the other day. Okay, so if you are on Facebook with me, sometimes some of you are just wonderful and you create the most crazy memes involving me, or these odd videos where you sort of like superimpose my face over things. So Jules and Kev did one of me as the genie. It's really freaking creepy. But my goodness me, did I laugh. At least I know what I'll look like if I'm totally blue and bald with a little ponytail sticking up. If you'd like to know what I'd look like as well, just come over to Facebook, Jamie W. Robbins, and you can also see that. I loved it as well, Nita. It's all taken in the spirit it is intended as well, so you can't offend me with that sort of thing. Devon Detcher, question. I watched your review of Anthem of the Seas, Jamie. Brilliant. Oh, thank you. That was kind of like in the slightly earlier days of me doing the talkies and stuff, so I think I could do it better now. Do they do adult-only cruises on it? I don't think so. And if they do, someone please correct me. I haven't seen adults-only cruises on Anthem of the Seas going out of Southampton. Has anybody else seen that? Anybody out there? I definitely haven't seen it. So sorry about that if that's what you were looking for. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like I've just scrolled too far. No, I'm all right. Rachel, was the bar and restaurant service good on Queen Mary 2? We sailed last November and 45 minutes for a drink. Steve wasn't happy. I don't know if you watched part 1 of my vlog, but I mentioned very soon into the trip that I hadn't waited for anything. And that is exactly what happened for the remainder of the voyage. I didn't have to wait for anything. I didn't have to wait to get in the restaurants, the main dining room, even the buffet. Sorry, King's Court. Sorry, Cunard's King's Court, the buffet, the bloody buffet. Late night snacks, my God, on P&O, the line for late night snacks, not on Cunard. And drinks in particular, even in a busier bar, didn't have to wait. I was very fortunate, and it really makes such a difference when you're on holiday on a cruise, not having to wait for those kind of things. Because actually, normally, if I'm on land based, I don't have to wait very long for any of those kind of things. So it was very strong for me on my particular voyage. But as I always say, these things can change, can't they? With changes of crew, etc. Andrew Ford. Oh, look at Andrew. Pregunta. Cuestión. The Spanish for question. Did I imagine you saying this? But is a move to smelly old, he didn't say old, but I'm putting it in, smelly old Southampton still on the cards? Yes, it is actually. I won't go into all the very, very boring details, but where we currently live in our block, you'll be aware over the years of cladding issues and the cost involved with those. So that's been an issue here, and there's been resolved nearly and taken a long time. So selling our property without the certificate that says everything is safe above board, the cladding's done, nobody who buys is going to owe any money for that. Once that's done, then we can think about selling and buying somewhere in smelly old Southampton. It is definitely still on the cards. It really is. Or certainly that kind of area, and certainly down by the ocean if we can. When we did look at apartments, flats, houses, homes in Southampton, this is one we thought we were going to be able to sell until all of that happened. The one we really liked was actually located in Ocean Village, and it was a block just opposite Bacaro, in case you've ever been to that restaurant. And we were really sold on that place. So I imagine we'll probably be looking in that area, but I don't think that's going to happen for at least a year or two in reality. And of course, with me doing this kind of thing full time, I need to make sure that things are going well before making a commitment like that. But you're correct. It's when I said I don't want to go on about it too long, I've just done that, haven't I? That wasn't very succinct. The answer is yes, it's still on the cards, but hold fire. Laurie is saying hi. That looks like a nice happy emoji. Devon Detcher, holiday have good evening. Oh, we're saying good evening. You are all very, very polite. Well, not all of you. Most of you are very polite and well-mannered. Oh, I'm sorry. Dawn. Question. Have you flown with Norse Atlantic? Are they okay? Was due to fly to the Caribbean with them in January. I haven't, so I cannot give you any information on Norse. I think they're not having a few sort of financial troubles at the moment. Does anybody know what's happening with them? I saw a headline, and I don't really take headlines very seriously, but I didn't have a chance to read the actual article. If anybody knows what the issues were or possible issues were with Norse, I'd love to hear from you. But I haven't flown with them. Maybe somebody else has and can give some information on them. I would love it if you could. Don't forget those thumbs up, please, folks. That would be very much appreciated. Anita, if you made a cocktail, what would be in it and what would you call it? Holy macaroni. I've got to be honest with you, my favorite is definitely an espresso martini, and I don't think I'd want it any other way. I wouldn't. Oh, although because I'm awkward and don't like it sweet, and I don't want all sorts of syrup in it. When I go to Cozy Club in Basingstoke, they haven't remembered yet, and I'm hoping one day they'll remember. I'm like, okay, I'd like an espresso martini, but it has to be made with an actual espresso from your machine, not the mix. They have like espresso martini mixes with the espresso and goodness knows what else. And I'm like, I don't want any vanilla. I don't want vanilla vodka. I just want vodka, and I want Kahlua, and that's all I want. And listen to me, that's all I want. That's all I want. And honestly, I can't think of any other cocktail I'd rather have. When that's served perfectly chilled, oh, it's heaven. It's heaven to me. It's like a grown-up iced coffee, isn't it? So that is my favorite, and I can't think of any other. You can call it an espresso Jamie if you want. Sorry if I'm sounding boring, but it's just the best, most bitter thing for me. Steve, question. We hope you are both excited for your new ventures. Yes, Matthew's very excited for my new adventures. Poor Matthew. Hashtag poor Matthew. He has to make his own tea every night. He did say to me, when you are off on a 2-week work trip, are you going to batch cook enough and put it in the freezer so I can eat something every day for 2 weeks? Can you all check in on him when I'm on? Like, I haven't done a 2-week work trip yet, so when I do those, I'll give you fair warning. You check in on him, okay? Ask what he's having for his tea. Sorry, I didn't read the rest of your question. Life is a journey, and wish you both far more great experiences in the future. Thank you, Steve. That's really kind. It's also not a question, my darling, but I appreciate it very much. Okay, thank you. It's the lovely Cruise Forever. I've seen some wonderful vloggers self-destruct, take in dollars from cruise companies. How do you plan to protect yourself from being compromised by the dollars? There's no plan, my darling. There's no plan. I think, you know how I would know if I'm compromising, if I'm not being authentic. You're going to tell me. Not just you, Cruise Forever, but anybody on here is going to tell me you've sold your soul to the devil. And I listen to people. I'm a listener. You know, there are some things that people don't like that I think, well, that's just silly. That's nothing to be upset about. But then there are other things like the way I deliver my vlogs. They've evolved over time, quite rightly. They'll continue to evolve, but when I start getting message after message about how that's not any good, I don't like this, can you think about how you're filming, etc., then I will take note. So there's no plan at all. I'm just going to keep doing me. I like to think at the moment people recognize that I am honest and open. I'm going to tell you this much. The Sail Away magazine boys in the podcast when we were recording, they said they thought I was the most honest vlogger that they have come across out there. So that actually means a lot to me, and that I speak my mind, whereas some others don't. And I was pleased to hear that, because that's what I want to be like. I don't want to be super negative all the time. Absolutely not. You know, there are a lot of thumbnails at the moment that just concerned, awful, terrible. It's just one word, like one negative word on a thumbnail with somebody. Sometimes people are always looking stressed, always looking unhappy. And I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't. Sorry, I do try and find the positives and everything, but I'm not worried about me falling down that sort of pit, if I'm honest with you. And as I said, you'll tell me if you think that's ever happening. Won't you? Won't you? I think you will. So there you go. I'm not planning to protect myself, because I think you will all be open and honest with me. That's what I think. Okay. Tornado Tony Elliott, information in capitals. I had an email today to vote on 2024 Wave Awards. Of course, I voted with you. Oh, is that like a shorter list or something, Tony? Because I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about it? Any information, or is that the very, very long list? I don't know. I appreciate that very much. You know I'm not going to win, don't you? I'm too outspoken to win an award like that. But bless you. I appreciate it I do appreciate it, actually, a lot. ML, are you going on Owners February sailing to Northern Europe? No. There's an easy answer for you. I have not booked any P&O cruises since the issues, and I'm not going to book any until it's resolved. Just got one legacy left with it's like an unofficial group cruise, and I advertised that some time ago, actually. So it's important I go on that one, on Aurora. It's just a 3-nighter in August, because there are people who are going on it who are expecting me there. So imagine if it just didn't turn That would be a bit embarrassing. But there's no other piano ones booked. And I was asked on the podcast last night, actually, one of the last questions was, so after all of this, can you recommend piano? And I said yes and no. Yes, they're good value. If you've never cruised before, sometimes the cruises are cheaper than a package deal, and I think it's a good way for some people to have an introduction to cruising. And there are lots of positives as well, but there are. From a personal position, I'm finding the customer care a little bit lacking after an issue has occurred. So I'm not just going to say, no, I don't recommend. I'm cautious at the moment, but I want you to all keep enjoying. Of course I do. Of course I do. Evans Family Network question. First time going to Florida in February. What's your must-dos? Thanks and love your channel. Thank you. Well, first of all, my must-dos are you need to watch my vlogs. You might be aware Matthew and I spent 3.5 weeks there last summer. And I vlogged the whole thing, the highlights from every day with loads and loads and loads of tips for you as well. I did the same in Universal. When did I go to Universal? Was it March or April this year? Oh God, I can't remember. Does anybody remember? Watch those first. The thing is, though, it's difficult to answer a question like that when there's so much to do. Where in Florida are you going? It's a big state. If you're in Orlando, and how long are you staying for as well? Like if you're only there for a week, for example, I would ask you to consider, are you going to theme parks? And if so, do you want the big, scary rides, or are you more family oriented? In which case that will dictate which ones you go to. Or if you're staying for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you have an opportunity to do all of it. If you can give me a little bit more information on that, I will happily answer your question more specifically. But I think everyone knows Matthew and I love going to Orlando and certain areas of Florida as well, like Miami. Love flying at Miami. Fabulous place. Really want to go to Key West at some point as well. I haven't been there, and everyone says you would love it there, Jamie. So that is on the list. Please gotta have some thumbs up. That would be awesome. Thank you very much. Jackie asked, do you have a preferred deck for your cabin? No, Jackie, my darling, I don't give a rat's backside which deck. I prefer not to be under a pool or a restaurant or a bar. I'll say that much. But I tend to do the save affairs, so I don't really have a choice in where I'm going. And so far, I've always been in a decent location. I know that's not always the case. You've got to be careful with that kind of thing. If I had a choice, I would be in between passenger cabins, up and below, but easy access to staircase / lift / elevator. And on Queen Mary 2, whilst I didn't choose my cabin, I was very fortunate. It was on deck 6, and I was mid-aft with direct access to the open deck and the pool at the back. Yes! So I don't know. I feel a bit self-conscious walking around in swimming trunks and towels and robes. It's not, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that other people do it. I just feel like I'm showing off too much. I don't like that. So being able to whip in and out like that was fantastic. But also, there was only one deck or 2 decks below to some of the bars, restaurants. There was one deck up for prom. It was such a fabulous location and very quiet. A long-winded answer. Be careful is what I'm saying. Me personally, I'm not too bothered anymore. I think I've done enough cruises to not worry too much. David, did you see the reports on the news about the protests against mass tourism in Barcelona? I felt it's justified, but squirting water, yes, it was water, is a step too far. Yeah, I mean, I think that was very unfortunate, and it wouldn't have been the majority of people. I do understand why they're protesting, because actually some of these people are struggling to live and get by in Barcelona, and there are cruise passengers who are going ashore and they're not spending any money. They're not spending much money. They're not sampling the food, and that's obviously it's up to them. But I suppose if you live in that city and you're struggling and it's overrun and people aren't spending their money and you're not benefiting from it, I kind of guess I understand. I can imagine if Basingstoke were a port and it was overrun every day, but businesses weren't doing any better because of it, I'd probably be a bit peeved as well. Might put my rent up, might put mortgage prices up in the city. So, I mean, I try to be sort of cautious because I haven't spoken to any of those people and their real concerns. I don't think it's just about we don't want cruise ship passengers here. I don't think it's as simple as that. It's more to do, I think, with the quality, some of the quality of living. Not everyone, of course. Some people are always anti-cruise passengers. So I think it's fair, but no, squirting water at people. If someone did that to me, I'd be like, vlogging, let's get this on the vlog. Yes, squirt me, go for it. Okay, Sherry, it's pronounced Kerry. Oh, I get that wrong every time. I'm sorry. Can you not just spell it like that then? Sherry, Kerry. Sorry, I'm just doing this thing now. Like Kerry. There you go. I won't forget it. Kerry. If a cruise line asked you to work giving Spanish lessons on a med cruise, would you be interested? Well, it depends. Like, if I'm going to be working for a cruise ship, they wouldn't either, by the way. I'd be too rude. I'd be teaching them all swear words. So if you get squirted in the face with water by angry residents, you try to tell them where to go. Go and squirt someone else. I'll teach you. I would do it. But what am I getting in return for working is my question. Do I get paid or is it like free board? What happens? So yeah, I would be interested, but I can't imagine anyone's going to ask me to do that. I do think they should offer more language classes, by the way. Some of the cruise lines, sometimes they've not had any language classes, which I think is unforgivable. And some of the cruise lines are much better at it. So, let's have more language classes. In fact, was it Avia? Well, I think it was Avia when we went to the Med. They were really very well attended. There were lots of Spanish classes, and there was even some flamenco going on, which I thought was awesome. And it was in the atrium area, and I've forgotten the name of the bar down there. Ugh, I want to say Emerald, but I can't remember what it's called. The bar at the bottom of the atrium, it was just filled with people learning Spanish, and it warmed my cold heart. It really did. So let's have more of that, I would say. Sorry, Kerry, hard. I'm not going to forget next time. Janet, do you know how the yacht club on Preziosa compares to Virtuosa? No, but we are going on Preziosa this mid-October. If I have a chance to bid for an upgrade, I absolutely will be. So I'll try and let you know if I know that's months away, but I'm hoping that a bid will be successful if we can do that. My impressions are that Preziosa looks more classic, a bit older. But I'm really sorry, I haven't actually done any research on it. Maybe somebody else can answer that. Hi, Life with should I be saying Lucia or Lucia? And Glyn, hello. Janet, you will miss your frequent Chennai Express if you move from Basingstoke. Yes, but you do know that it's only like a 30-minute journey, don't you? So Matthew and I have already said if we move down to Southampton, we'd absolutely be coming back to Basingstoke. We'll probably stay overnight. There's a little hotel just up the road from Chennai Express. We'd have a night out and we'd absolutely eat there. It's too good for us to not go there. So it'll be an excuse to come back. It'll be funny coming back as a tourist to Basingstoke, of all places. Imagine. So yeah, we won't be missing it that much. Actually, I must remember to ask Matthew when I finish this. What are we doing this weekend? Are we going to Chennai Express? I'm ready to book. I'm ready. Thank you. Well, I just said I'm going to have a few more thumbs up and I got one. Oh, you're breaking my heart, people. Let's have a look. Ian, we watched your vlog on Queen Anne, stupidly joined a Facebook group about the ship. Did you find walking around stupidly? There's one Queen Anne group and it's actually pretty horrendous. People keep sending me like screenshots from it. It's horrendous. I didn't even post in there the other day and I was getting slagged off. I'm like, oh, meat sandwiches. You know what? Sorry if this offends anyone. There are some very traditional Cunarders in that group who are anti Queen Anne, anti anything positive about it. The ones who've never been on her and have just looked at pictures. When I posted pictures on Queen Anne in that particular group that I'm thinking of, I ended up blocking numerous people who were so rude. And it's no skin off my nose to go like this, tick, tick, doo, and away they go. Did you find walking around the ship disjointed or fluid? No, I didn't find it disjointed. I think the upper decks might feel a bit disjointed. In my ship tour, I had to sort of be going down a deck along and then up again. But I didn't feel that at all. It felt very familiar to me, if anything. And I kind of like little nooks and crannies. And sometimes you've got to sort of go down a flight of stairs here to get to this bit. I kind of like that. I don't know that everything always has to be fluid, but I didn't have any problems with her. And Matthew will tell you, I'm terrible. The first time on a ship I've never explored before, I'm like, where am I? Someone help me. I'm terrible. I didn't have any problems. I was on my own on that one, and I did a ship tour, if you remember rightly. So, no, I didn't have any problems. Sue, espresso martini, my fave, or a porn star? I like a porn star as well, Sue. Mine's got to be bitter AF and tart, like some of you out there. Petra, call the cocktail. Thank you, G. Oh, I can't say that, Petra. I get in trouble. I like that though. Thank you, Petra. Oh, can I just say, when I was first of all, when I was on Queen Mary 2 with two of my lovely patrons and friends, Melissa and Catherine from Ohio, there were times when they were doing a description of a food item, for example, and then they would go just like me, and they do it in tandem at one point in part 2, which really made me giggle. And when I was in New York, gorgeous Cindy, another patron and friend, New Yorker Cindy, from currently living in Long Island, did a dual iced latte with me. We did it as a duet, and bless her, such a good spirit, and what lovely people. So it's like really cheers me editing a vlog when you see that. It's nice memories. I must go and visit them. Holiday Hev, you won't regret moving to the sea. I did this 4.5 years ago. Watford to Weymouth. That's why I moved there, Holiday Hev. I actually grew up by the sea, Holiday Hev, and I also lived by the sea in Worthing. So I know exactly what I'm missing out on. Oh my goodness! Even in the winter, some days, in those like nice crisp blue sky winter days. I'm looking up, I'm imagining walking along the seafront, going down the pier, having a breakfast on the pier. I loved all of that. I loved it. Yeah, no regrets, definitely. We will do that at some point. I'm very saddened to see people retracting their messages, and I hope that you're okay. You don't have to retract messages here because we are all good friends. Most of us. Linda, that would be brilliant if you moved to Southampton. We live in Hyde. Oh, yes. And I went to Hyde. And your son, Chris, is a Patreon. Oh, bless. You remember I went to Hyde with Matthew recently? Had a fabulous time. We said we're going to go back hungry this time and eat our way around Hyde. Joy asked if I've ever been on a Carnival cruise. I haven't actually. When I go back to America, and I'm definitely going to be seeing Melissa and Catherine in Ohio, and oh my gosh, we have the best plans and road trip that we're planning. I can't wait to share that with you. It's not finalized yet, but when it is, oh my god, I think it's going to be awesome. We talked about doing a cruise at the end of this road trip, and they did mention Carnival, and so I'm not sure how you feel about them. I'm like, let's do Carnival and or Margaritaville Islander. Let's do this. So I'm thinking about it. I am absolutely thinking about it, Joy. Have you? John Blackwood says, takeaway. Oh, what are we taking away? John, what are we taking away? Tony says, only 132 likes. Come on, folks. Absolutely, Tony. Feels like it's a quiet night here for us, but I'm fine with that. It means maybe I've got more of a chance of getting through all your questions. Maybe not. But the thumbs up are always appreciated. I like a 300. We're not going to get to 300 tonight. Well, I won't go on about it. Who's telling me blunt as a spade? Who's telling me what? Who's telling me What are we? Who's telling me what? Please, lost ashore. Jules and Kev. Smelly or Southampton game will be amazing social loss. Surprised we've never bumped into you in Londis, topping up on Pringles. I don't actually have Pringles at home. Did you know that? I don't. I don't have them at home. Very rarely do I have Pringles at home. I save them for the cruises and the songs. I think I only did 2 Pringles. Nobody, not one person, has guessed the Pringles song in part 1 of my Queen Mary 2 vlog. Some of the Q-narders were a little bit taken back by the Pringles song. They weren't sure what it was for, what it was about, whether it was appropriate. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, even if you scroll through to find the Pringles song, no one, not one person, this is your challenge, no one has guessed the song yet. Someone said Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka. And I know why they've said that. I completely, when I'm like, oh my goodness, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally hear that and see that. It's not, by the way. Be the first. Lifetime of prestige awaits you. It absolutely does. You said, yes, Sail Away Boys are totally correct. I've always said you are honest. Some bloggers are certainly in it for the big bag of money, says Rachel. Oh, I couldn't possibly comment. Lost ashore. Oh my God, the clickbait currently is terrible. Isn't it just? I'm really saddened that I have these things popping up on YouTube. Obviously, I'm using YouTube a lot. And I don't want to see it all. I don't want to. And I never click on any of those videos because I know it's just total clickbait. And I'm just not interested. I don't need to see someone's sad face every single day of my life. Just a little smile now and that would be really nice. Just saying. David, you are the most honest, accurate. I agree. Well, I don't know about accurate, just my opinion. But I'm trying to tell you what I see as I see it, without toning it down. David, we will let you know for sure. I know you will. I absolutely know you will. I get that. Cruise forever. You do have a plan. You will remain open to our feedback. Okay, I take your point. Maybe that is a plan. It's a very basic plan, isn't it? It's not one that took much thought process either. Cruise forever. But I take your point and accept it is a plan. There you go. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to your feedback and agreeing with you. So I await the scathing feedback. Holiday Heb, you are super smart, Jamie. You won't get compromised. I hope not. I really hope not. And also, I have got the people that I've known for years as well in that kind of field who I really hope would say something to me. Some people thought I sold my soul to the devil when I started talking more and doing vlogging. And I get that. Some people just prefer the shut up approach, just film what's in front of you, put a few captions and some background music. I get that, but I don't find that's fulfilling enough for me. I don't mind doing that kind of, I don't mind that kind of approach at all. Sometimes that's all you want. I just don't personally find that very fulfilling as someone who's going out and filming. That's all. I'm sure I could absolutely afford to shut up a bit more though. David Webb has retracted a message, and because it's David Webb, I'm wondering whether he did that on purpose. What do you reckon? Let's vote. Did he do it on purpose? Yes or no? Quite simple. That's all you need. Samantha, shout out, please. Can you wish my husband happy birthday for Sunday? We both love your vlogs and love your honest reviews. Thank you so much. Samantha, I don't know what the name of your husband is, so I'm going to say happy birthday for Sunday, Samantha's husband. I love you so bloody much. Mwah. Have a great day. I mean, if you did that on Cameo, it would have been 2 minutes of me talking, but it would have cost you money, admittedly. Cruise Travel Enjoy has got lots of thumbs up going on. Well, that's very kind. Lost Shore, it's not shorter, Jam. I checked on Sunday and I was still on it. Still, everyone. What's not shorter? I feel like I'm losing the plot. What's not shorter? What's not shorter? You checked on Sunday. What's not shorter? If it was my pop-up, it was 31 minutes exactly. How are the espresso martinis on QM2? KS Mortician 2007. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I didn't see a classic espresso martini on board, and I didn't think of asking if they would make me one, because I'm absolutely certain they would have. And I know this is gross, and I know you're going to judge me, but the fact that on Cunard they do sugar-free Red Bull, vodka and sugar-free Red Bull, all the way. I did try some other cocktails that I'd never had before that were delicious, especially with the fresh ginger. Oh, to die for. Loved it. So I tried some new ones, but I mean, I love my vodka and sugar-free Red Bull. So I was just really happy with that, if I'm honest with you, and a few nice Cunard wines as well. Steve Jones says, take a jumper. Oh, are you talking about Florida in February? I've been in February, and we had record highs. The last time we were there in February, a couple of years ago, and it was like 31 degrees, but the weather is very, very changeable. Tara says, love Key West. Mr. Kemp agrees. Yes, we agree. Oh, Tara, I'll be seeing you soon, won't I? Bit of a one-to-one. Yes, I must go to Key West as well. Karen says Key West is lovely. Rachel, just back from Orlando last week. Way too hot. I mean, I used to Orlando in August when it's even hotter. And last August was record temperatures and heat index there in August when we were there. And I'm still okay with it, to be honest with you. I think it's because I've been to so many countries in August that aren't particularly boiling hot. Like I've been to Dubai and Egypt in August when people are like, you can't do that. I'm like, watch me. And I managed. Well, I'm sorry it was too hot for you. If you had contacted me, I would have told you exactly what. It's not necessarily the temperature, it's the heat index and the humidity that make things difficult. And I'm sorry that Steve caught COVID. Worse than man flu. Oh, goodness me. I hope he's getting better. It can take quite a long time to get over that. My last bout of COVID, I felt very fatigued for a long while. Mark, apparently I'm going to pineapple jail. That's right, Mark. You are going to pineapple jail, and you are going to be eating pineapples and drinking pineapple juice and swinging your pineapples around for the rest of your days. People are like, what's he talking about? Me as well as Mark. Little comment from lovely little Mark. Pineapple gel for Mark. Karen, going on Enchanted Princess next year, New York, England cruise. Oh, fabulous. I'd love to do that. Have only been on Pinot previously, going to Boston, Maine, and Halifax. Are these places you can do on your own? You're going to have to ask someone else. I've never sailed to any of those. And whilst I have an opinion, some understanding of them, I'm not going to say that out loud without doing some more research. If anyone can help Karen, I'd appreciate it. I'm jealous, Karen. I'd love to do that. I will do that itinerary at some point. If anyone can help Karen, I'd appreciate it. Paula, when I first cruise on Virtuosa on the 10th of August, exciting. Where's that one going? Where's that one going, Paula? Hope you have fun. You know, I've got oodles of vlogs on Virtuosa. Mrs. Lost Ashore, who was yada yadaing above, she's actually in some of my Virtuosa vlogs, just so in case you want to meet her and see how sassy she is. Simon is looking at that same cruise. He says to Paula, I don't blame you. It sounds awesome. Linda, thank you. Here we go. Linda, we did our own thing in Halifax. This is the kind of info I want to know. What did you do in Halifax, though? Sue, even though you get food on cruises, we always, no matter if it's cruise or package holiday, like to support the local economy and eat somewhere. Yeah, well, I mean, Matthew and I, well, you will be aware, we always eat out if we can. We love it, love it, love it. I don't know, it just adds something totally different to the experience. I do understand, though, when some people have spent a lot of money on a cruise, and for them it's an awful lot of money, and they don't necessarily have much in the way of spending when they go ashore. That is problematic. So I do see it from different angles. I do. Cruising Fanatic booked Virgin Resilient Lady for September 23rd. You popped up in an older blog by Paul and Carol. We were using this to research. It looks amazing fun. Yeah, I was on Scarlet Lady, which I've got vlogs on, and Matthew and I on Resilient, I think the week before you're going to be on board. So looking forward to it. Lost Ashore, I think they should teach history classes. Who? Lost Ashore, for goodness sake, she's a teacher and she's not been very clear with her messages tonight. I haven't got a clue. Thank you, Marissa, the Amber Lounge. So they call it the Emerald Lounge. I mean, I wasn't far off, was I? Different color, different stone, but the Amber Lounge is where they had the language classes that were very well attended on Avia. Love it, love it, love it. Karen is asking if you can walk into Boston from the cruise docks. I'm hoping someone can answer that. Bridget has said ambulance. Thank you very much, folks. Just totally went out of my head. Tornado Tony Elliott. The email was from Wilder Cruise, and it was a short listing for the Wave Awards. They wanted to know my favorite. Oh, okay. I've been shortlisted, have I? That's very kind. I didn't know that. When are they going to email me to tell me? Maria Vanno, buonasera from Amelia, Italia. Buonasera, come stai, bella? Is that right? Un giorno mi piacerebbe visitare Roma e Venezia. Is that correct? Oh, I've actually been to Rome and Venice before, though. I'd still like to go again, though. I'm so sorry for my awful Italian. I do try my best. Finally caught alive. Yes, see. 19 days to Queen Vic. Have a great time. I love Queen Vic. Amo Queen Vic. How do you say queen in Italian? Is it something like reina? What is it? Someone help me quickly. Someone help me in my Italian. Gosh. Oh my God, and I've done that live now, and people will hold that against me forever. You should have pronounced it like this. That was rubbish. God, I can just see it now. You watch. We got thumbs up. Thank you very much. Jenny Ambulance, just got Avia. Fab Cruise, Spanish castanets lessons whilst you're eating in King Cut is no fun. Oh, that would be a little bit... my tinnitus wouldn't like that, my darling, so I totally understand. Cheryl, it's Kerry, C-E-R-I, Kerry, sorry. Cheryl, what do you mean by calling someone a meat sandwich? It always makes me laugh. It means that they're daft. It means that they need to get a life. It means that they need to get a grip. It means that they're probably quite rude. It means that they don't have any manners. It means that they've totally forgotten the good manners their parents probably instilled in them as they aged. Does that explain what... Anybody else like to add? Anyone else like to add anything to that? Oh, look, it's Kerry. Kerry is back. Kerry is the Welsh spelling. It means to love. I love that. That's awesome. I love that. Kerry. Lovely Kerry. Love Kerry. Love Kerry. Michael, my wife and I can't wait for our trip on Queen Mary 2. How far out can we book a hotel in Southampton? I only can book hotels in Southampton like at least a year in advance. I don't necessarily recommend that, though, because the prices can be quite sky high. I'm terrible. I'm always on booking.com looking at hotels, and very often I book a hotel in Southampton and then I rebook the same hotel when I realize it's dropped by like 50, 60, 70 pounds. And you can do that with booking.com if you don't pay up front, and they absolutely know that happens. So you can book a long way in advance, but just be cautious. Sometimes if you do that, the prices can be inflated. I don't think they're actually expecting lots of people to be booking 12 months in advance. Chili, who is the maker of lavender oil that you use at bedtime? Oh, I don't remember the make, but it was bought in Marks and Spencer's. You mean the little roll-on one? That's actually very, very nice. It's lovely. Oh gosh, just bathing in that right now. I'm really sorry, I don't remember the make, but it's from Marks and Spencer's, and there are only so many places in the store you would be able to get one of those if you ask somebody. I'm going to have to go in a minute because it's already an hour and 8. And if you can get me to 200 thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. I really would. Laurie says our local Cooper's Hawk is screeching outside. Sounds like movie special effects. Oh my goodness me. Well, you hear my trains as well, don't you? Back and forth. Linda, going on Queen Anne in August. Watch your vlogs, which were great, really helpful. Can't wait. Fabulous. We can't wait to go on Queen Anne in August as well. Holiday Have. Watford to Weymouth is like moving planets. I'm not commenting on that. I understand what you mean. Andy, hi Jamie, loved your video for your stay at the Areti in Schiaffos. Thank you. I'm staying at Nina Areti in August. Is it 2 lots of accommodation with 1 shared pool? I believe so. Yeah. I don't know much about the Nina Areti, if I'm honest with you. But I remember reading something about a shared pool. It's such a lovely, it's very basic, simple, but beautiful place to stay. And I love, you would have seen the pool area in my vlog, and those views, sweeping views of the bay in Schiaffos, just stunning. So I hope you enjoy that. It's just such a nice, simple life there. I loved it, loved it. Really did. Just the cooking is nice and simplistic and just so flavoursome. Everything just, we would go back in a heartbeat. Sarah, Worthing's not far from me in Littlehampton. It's not at all. I used to work in Littlehampton, so I know that. Nothing wrong with nooks and crannies, says Steve. No, I've got quite a few the older I get. I'm going to run out of time. Oh, the Wave Awards list is not shorter. You asked us cues and we answer, and then we get. Well, you have to make sure you explain what you're saying. Someone said it was a short list. He isn't going on Sun till October, I think. So it depends when you're going on. Sun Princess, are we talking about me? Sun Princess is a press visit, which is in September, mid-September. I think it's something around probably what Lost Shore is referring to. I'm on Sun Princess soon, fancy booking one. I met you on RV at Christmas, friend of Lost Shore. Oh, you're a friend of Lost Shore, I remember, because you did a little hello to her. If they offer ship tours, I always recommend them. The only thing about ship tours is you won't want to get off. I mean, I was depressed the last time I did a ship tour. I'm like, oh, Matthew, I don't want to get off now. Look at all these people coming on. I mean, look, I recommend it, definitely, just to get a sense as to what a ship is like. I mean, I'm going to be on Sun Princess until 11 p.m., which is when the party ends, apparently, and then off I get into my Southampton hotel. So go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Holiday Have says she's on Cunard next December, getting nervous of the die-hard Cunarders chasing me off the ship with pitchforks. Yes, I'm sorry, I should stop saying that on my vlogs. It's probably why some of them are upset with me on the Queen Anne vlog. It's really funny, actually, because some of the Cunard Facebook groups are just full of vitriol. Some of them. I've joined some more recently, by the way, where people have been ever so kind. Really, really kind. In fact, I must get a list together of those Facebook groups I've joined that focus on Cunard, where people have been very, very kind, and the admin team are pretty on it. I'm gonna come up with a list for you because there are some great ones there. Ignore the diehard Cunarders with their negativity and standards that are obviously much higher than everyone else's, apart from the manners, of course, which are much lower than everyone else's. Aren't they standards? They're not part of the same thing. Don't you worry, my darling. You saw me, hopefully, in part one. I didn't have any problems with anyone at all, and I would have loved it if a diehard Cunard had come up to me to talk about what I was wearing. I would have loved it. Bring it on, is what I'm going to say. John, has anyone ever gone past you and said one of your catchphrases? Yes. I was on a lounger. It happens every cruise, but I was on a lounger. The one that I remember most, I was on a lounger. I had my eyes closed. It was just lovely. It was in the Canaries. And I just heard someone saying behind me, one cheek, two cheeks. I looked up and they're like looking down at me going like this. That was hilarious. You're correct. They do it, and it's fabulous fun. It really is. It's really good fun. I mean, sometimes, oh my God. And I've had sometimes people film the gentle nudge, as I'm now calling it, pushing their partner. So I'm going to have to start saying, don't try this at home, but caption, don't try this at home when I'm doing that to Matthew. He said, oh, you've changed your tune now, haven't you? It's pushing, isn't it? I'm like, no, it's gentle nudge. He's like, nah, that's pushing. So, and people, I do sometimes do this with my drinks. I've had people videoing and doing that. Somebody's child last week was filmed on the cruise leaving, going, see you, smelly old Southampton. So, yeah, these things happen. And it's hilarious, isn't it? I'm sure most people just take it in the good spirit it's intended. We all have our own catchphrases, don't we? You all say things, the same things over and over again. You probably don't realize it. I think because I'm on film, it's obvious to me what I say all the time because I'm editing it thinking, Jesus, I said that again? Oh my God, I say that a lot, don't I? So, hey ho. How do you find me on Cameo? Just the search is cameo.com/travel blog Jamie. That's pretty much the handle for anything to do with me. Okay, football on TV. And on, yeah, there's football on. I know there's a reason why there's slightly less of us, but people will catch up. Don't you worry. Gloucestershire is answering about Boston and Maine easily conquered alone. You see, Gloucestershire would absolutely use the word conquer as a historian, but thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Someone posted on a Q&A Facebook post, if people want the truth about dress code, check out Jamie's, oh God, no wonder I'm hated so much on those groups. Check out Jamie's vlog. You will know then people seem obsessed with what dress code is. Yeah, there's an obsession. Devon Detcher, enjoy Avia in 9 weeks' time. Linda in Halifax, oh, had wonderful lobster roll. Woo. I see the attraction, not for me, but other people. Carol is going to lose her cruise virginity. I'm so pleased you added that word on the 3rd of August. That's very specific timing as well, my darling. To the fjords on Iona. Okay, there are worse ships to lose your cruise virginity to and worse places. I hope you have a fabulous time. Listen, I'm going to stop now, and I'm really sorry if I haven't answered some of your questions, but you'll be aware that it's an hour and 15 minutes in. The football is much more important. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it as always. As I said, the part 2 of the Queen Mary 2 vlog will be out tomorrow, but probably later in the day. And I know you've forgiven me. And then the New York vlog will be out at the weekend. I'm going to see you on Monday. I feel like I want to do some advertising for this in advance because we're going to get dressed up, aren't we? I'm going to wear braces or suspenders, as they call them in America and Australia. We're going to have a little drink together. I'm going to have some shots. My last day, my last live as a teacher. So please be there for that. It will be great to see you. Get your family involved, get your pets involved, etc. Dress those pets up, get lots of pictures. It'll be fabulous. Thank you for joining me. Lots of love to you all. Take care. I'll see you around. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Good night.